Hey, what's up, beautiful people? This is Brian Wong, your spirituality bro, and today we will touch on a very important topic. It is why it is important and how to incorporate our darker side within us. Look, when you have the logo of the yin and yang, it basically refers to two energies. The energy of the yin, which is the lighter side in the symbol, and the yang, which is the darker side in the symbol, represents darker and lighter energies. So you can kind of compare them a little bit, although not completely, as evil and benevolence, right? So you would think naturally that if you are, throughout life, you're going throughout life, that you should be a good person. So you should only be the yang energy. But this is the very important pro tip that you need to keep in mind is that if you're only benevolence, if you're only the yin, eventually you will meet a darker side within yourself, a darker dot in the yin and yang. You would realize that only benevolence eventually ends up at the other side of the equation, ends up at the yang. You eventually become the other thing which you didn't want it to become. So you would then ask me, well, okay, but what is then the purpose? How can you be? Are you supposed to be the good? Are you supposed to be maybe a darker energy? And this is why the symbol of the yin and yang is one of the most elaborate symbols you can find in all methodologies. It is because between the yin and the yang, there is a curve, there is a line that is curvy, that is flexible, that is adaptable. That represents that you should not be just yin or you should not just be yang. You should be between them in a play, in a balance. You need to be in a balance with nature. You see, everything that is not in balance eventually breaks down, right? So you should be flexible between the two. Now, you might say, but Brian, that means that you have to be evil. No, it's not that you should be evil. It is that you need to learn how to flow with life so that you don't end up at the other side of the equation. You see, if you're only just benevolence, you end up at the other side. So what do I mean with this? What do I mean with you end up at the other side? Look, a good person, a person of honor is not just the person who is harmless, who cannot inflict any harm because he's just harmless. He doesn't have that option within himself. A good person is the person who has the capacity to wreak havoc, to cause, let's say destruction, but still chooses not to do so, still has that energy under his control, because then that decision is willingly. While if you're just harmless, well, then that decision is not willingly. It is that you don't have any other options to choose from. You see? So you need to be a person who, even though you could do damage, you don't. Right? So, all right, so how do you incorporate then this evil? Or not this evil, this darker side within you, because there is no true evil, right? So, how you incorporate this in your life is, well, I personally have my favorites, right? One of them, if you just put it very practical, is that I trained for some periods Krav Maga and MMA fighting techniques, which helped me actually to become way more relaxed in my body, right? And it made me see that actually when you think or you know how to fight, you are less likely to get into fights because you have that energy, that control inside of you to control yourself and not to in difficult situations, right? But if you don't do martial arts, that is also fine. And then here is the more conscious, more easy way of incorporating your darker side. And it would be by doing the following. When you go throughout life, you have different thoughts, right? You have thoughts, for example, of, I don't know, some thoughts you might like of yourself, some thoughts you might not really accept them fully within yourself. And this causes a lot of problems because the thoughts of you, the parts of you, which you don't incorporate throughout your day, which you don't accept within you, you will start an inner fight within yourself. you will start an inner discussion with yourself, and this will cause you a lot of problems, because then this fight within yourself, this debate within yourself, will cause also heavy emotions within yourself, right? So it is very important for you to let that energy flow. When you have a river, or a flow of river, let's say, and you throw a big rock inside, what does it cause? It causes turbulence. The friction between the two, the meeting point of the two, causes turbulence. The same is within your life. If you don't allow, let's say, and that's what I mean with incorporating a darker side of you, sometimes you becoming allowing anger or annoyance to run through you. If you don't allow that, if you bottle up that energy, you thinking that you're doing a good thing by not allowing yourself to, get a little bit more frustrated, what will happen is you will bottle up all these energies, and eventually they will have to explode, because energies, everything in the universe is always moving. Change is the only constant in the universe. And if you try to hold down energies, put them down because you're afraid of feeling them, you're afraid of having them within you, if you're afraid of your darker sides, then that at the end will cause more damage. I mean, not only to you, but also to the people around you. So it is so important that many people might say, don't get angry, bottle it all in. It's not true. It's not the best thing to do. Eventually, that for them and yourself will create a lot of chaos. It is more natural for you to allow to express yourself naturally and in any situation, so as to let the universe flow. Trust in the universe. Trust in the wisdom of the universe. Just let things flow, and we will live a more easy and enjoyable life, I guess. So the point is here again. Look, I'm not making a point that we should become evil. I'm making a point here about how to have evil under your control, because it is that, not becoming evil, but how to have it under control, so you can choose, then you have the free will to be a more benevolent person. Okay guys, thank you for being here with us. If you are here so far with us, click on that subscribe button. Click also on the like button of the video, so YouTube can share this with other people, and leave for us a heart emoji in the comment section, and I'll see you next time.